So, oh my god, he stole my intro. Oh my god, he stole my intro. God damn. So recently, I came across a video which had a very interesting title.
So recently, there was this low-class...
That's right, the man, the myth, the legend, Jumbotron. Yeah, I'm saying his name now. I don't really give a fuck. Because, I mean, he didn't have any decency. But anyway, the man himself blessed me with debunking my debunking. I'm flattered. I mean, someone who steps down from such a high pedestal is something that you don't see every day. Especially, you know, when he's reacting to a low-quality slop channel like
with 6
me.
subscribers.
By the way, this whole video just copies my editing style and does it worse. He couldn't even find 2 Sakuna clips. He just repeats it. He himself decided to debunk my 35-minute long video in only 4 minutes. To do such a feat, he would have to react to basically 8 minutes every single minute. That is some shocking thing. Let's see how he did this thing. Let's see how he did. Basic agents, street tier.
The left-hand side.
Not that strong of a start, let's be honest.
Low-class, low-effort YouTuber with 6 subscribers.
This man loves to talk about fallacies, but you know what this is called? Poisoning the well fallacy. It's an actual argumental fallacy. Pretty funny. Also, it's 8 subscribers. Get it right, buddy. Those 2 are really important. Those are both my mother and my father.
38-minute video.
Videos can have multiple takes. You don't have to stay with things that are wrong.
How the fuck did you calculated the fuck...
High quality, fellas.
speaker man to be able to lift 300 tons. Meanwhile, the ChatGPT you used miscalculated what you said.
Sorry, can you point out exactly what is wrong about the calculation? Because you can do it yourself. It's doing everything perfectly. First of all, we needed to find the volume. That's how you find the volume of a rectangle. Secondly, we need to find the weight. How do you find weight? Volume times density. The density of steel per foot cubed is 490 pounds per foot cubed. Is the problem that it's in pounds? You know how to convert pounds to tons, right? You know you can do that. But you wanna know something really funny? He's right. I'm wrong. The calculation is wrong. Because I'm finding mass. What I need is weight. To find weight, I need to multiply it by 32. Meaning, a big speaker man can't lift 300 tons. He can lift 9,000 tons.
That is honestly crazy work. And this man says by his own logic that the Titan speaker man crushing the large speaker man required force equivalent to that of destroying a planet. Here's proof in this video.
You can also argue that Titan speaker man crushing a single speaker man requires a single more strength because of, you know. See, what's funny is that not only does he cut me off, but he ignores the fact that I later say, do not take this as proof. Look, same video he's talking about. Also argue that Titan speaker man crushing a single speaker man requires a single more strength because of, you know, this, but I'm not sure of how accurate any of these calculations that I made were. So I'm just gonna stick with what the experts have said. So right there, he just fully fucking lies. I don't take that into consideration. It's just pointing out a fact that that might be a possibility. I don't think that's possible. That was probably the point that was misunderstood the most. People thought it was a way bigger thing than it was meant to be. It was meant to be a like, oh look, this is a pretty interesting feat. Do not count that though. I never wanted that to be counted as a feat. I'm just saying it's something that happened, and if a big speaker man can take 9,000 tons, that means big Titan speaker man can at least dish 9,000 tons.
That is honestly just disappointing, to be honest right now. This man also tried to argue that conquering planets was making them planet level.
I never said that. Those words never came out of my mouth. I said Astros have conquered multiple planets. You wanna know why he doesn't show proof of what he's just saying? Because he can't find it. Because I didn't say it.
Third of all, this man also had to use fucking wiki sites of all things. Why? Why?
You know, for how stupid the point he's trying to make is, he's right. Wikis are used to gather information. That's what I did with the clip he's showing on screen of Tri-Titan's abilities. I got his abilities off the wiki. That's information. But then, since he needs to back up his proof, or I guess back up his claim, he goes on to say, what's the calculation for Astros being massively hypersonic? You're right. Where is it? I also want to know. And the fact is, I didn't use massively hypersonic speed in the video. I said Mach 23, and it had calculations. So the speed I saw the most was around Mach 23 for the Astros. So I'm just gonna say that's the correct speed because that's what most people independently came to. So that's probably the most, right. Also, I'm not sure where he got massively hypersonic, if it's from the clip before this or this one with these images. But these images show the calculations, so he can't even complain. It has everything he asked, and it has no info from the wiki. So we're good on that.
Man's logic, endurance equals durability.
Machine gun rounds, and also just getting impaled and not even. No, you have to be doing this on purpose. I refuse to believe you're this stupid. Because we clearly see the POV big cameraman gets shot, and then we see a separate big cameraman getting shot with a harpoon. If I understand what you're trying to say, you're saying, oh, that's an endurance feat because you said he's able to tank machine gun rounds and a harpoon at the same time. That's not what I said. I said he can tank both that and he can tank that as well. Those are two separate occasions. You buffoon.
Literally, this man literally said that the necromancer toilet's whole thing is reviving the dead, implying that if he continuously revived the dead in front of Godzilla in hell of all things, who has high universal feats, can be able to wear him down and potentially kill him. Let's get this completely straight. The strongest Titan was barely even planetary at a high end.
So he's definitely talking about Tri-Titan, not Sinister, because Sinister can dead-ass blow up universes casually. And for Tri-Titan, I'd say planetary is fair. But your girl got washed by a pole, a bunch of rocks, King Ghidorah, and some other fucker. And the reason he was in hell, a planet exploded and killed him.
You're putting that dude against someone who killed the Abrahamic God, who views the entire IDW comics as fiction. And Godzilla not only killed him, but one-tapped him.
He doesn't kill God Mountain. He leads a portal that led to God Mountain. And sure, you can show this frame, but this frame shows a portal being closed. And you can say, it's possibly kind of vague, but it's not vague because, the author specified what it was. And this isn't death of the author. This is just clarifying what the author has already showed. Also, with this text, he specifies a skit I made. That is a hypothetical of what would happen. This one in particular. Finally, I have beaten all but two of you. Sinister and Tri-Titan. I took care of that necromancer, so after I'm done with you, you won't be coming back.
Fall.
Well, shit. Gotta give the dumbass some credit. I see what he's saying. He's saying, well, since Godzilla and Hell already fought Space Godzilla, and his whole thing is gravity, this wouldn't happen. But what I'm implying here is that after Tri-Titan makes him fall, Sinister would fucking murder him with his sword that, I repeat, can cut through anything, and whatever is cut can't be regenerated, not even with time travel. And unless Godzilla and Hell doesn't follow the laws of gravity, this is exactly what would happen. Everything he says that is wrong in my video is him either taking me out of context or just lying. So let's mention what he didn't talk about. He didn't mention the durability of basic and large agents. He didn't mention how the Titans didn't barely survive the missiles. He barely went into astro speed and didn't even try to back up his original calculations. Boom's statements not being death of the author, specifically the ones I mentioned, I don't know where he saw, oh, they're stronger than Viltrumites, oh, they survived missiles comparable to nukes. I have no clue where he got that from. The mountain not being fully broken. The Godzilla and Hell one, you could argue he tries to debunk it, but he really doesn't, because he just lies and says, Godzilla and Hell did kill God Mountain, and just ignores his anti-feats and Sinister being able to one-tap Godzilla. Maybe not one-tap, but still. And then he fully ignored the why I don't like Skibidi Toilet part, because it makes him look like an idiot. And he doesn't mention how he doesn't rank some of the stronger races like Astros and Skibidis. He also doesn't mention how he uses the weakest possible form of cameraman and speakerman. Also, I want to mention how scummy his whole reaction is. Like, instead of showing me talking like how I did and then saying his points, he says his points and then shows me. And he only does this twice. He only shows 2 clips of my 35-minute video. Like, he shows one where he takes me out of context and doesn't show the full clip, and the other one, he just purposefully misunderstands it so he can look smarter. This is gonna be my last response because, like, I was really hoping that he was gonna make a good video. There was nothing that I wanted more than him to back up his false claims just so I could debunk them again. But I didn't expect this. Like, this was so poorly done. Don't expect any other videos about this guy from me unless he makes an actually good video. In that case, I just might react to it. Maybe I'll just leave a comment. I don't know. Also, Jumbotron, just saying, why don't you show my original full video? Make a full reaction. Full. Just show the whole context. You say, oh, they're so easily debunkable. Anyone with common sense can do it. Also, I just want to clear one thing up. That video wasn't meant to power scale anyone. It was meant to explain why his scaling was wrong. I can't power scale, never claimed to. Actually, I think I claimed the opposite. I think I said I can't power scale for shit. First of all, power scaling, that's so stupid. I hate power scaling personally. I'm not sure of how accurate any of these calculations that I made were. Anyway, Jumbotron, if anyone with common sense can debunk the rest of my video, debunk it. Even if it might be hard for you because you clearly lack any common sense. But overall,
I recommend you never power scale again, because genuinely speaking, you're just retarded, and I think you should be sticking to
glazing the shit out of Godzilla in Hell
instead of worrying about power scaling in the first place, because that's not a community you want to fit into.